Alright, we're back with our second day of makeups for the junior outage that we had. Today we're going to be doing ShinGraywords versus FatRat27. This is going to be an exhibition match, junior any percent, best 2 out of 3 as per usual. Today's Wednesday, not a usual day for the Star League stream, so if you're watching this, good on you for sticking... Oh, who was that? For, the junior outage. That's me, oh god! Okay, no one heard that, but yeah, we are back on Wednesday, junior any percent. I'm joined by DiMono again.
Indeed you are.
And so, quickly explaining what's going down. Any percent means that you can use any item in the game to progress, as opposed to low percent during pro brackets. Best 2 out of 3. Each racer has 15 minutes to either beat Olmec or get as far as they can within the time allotted. Whoever gets the farthest or beats Olmec first takes the win, and whoever gets 2 wins wins in the 2 out of 3 form. So that's pretty much all there is to it. We're just gonna tell FatRat to get to the main door and get ready to race. And today the schedule is not as strained, so if we get double overtime, that's totally okay with me.
Double? We'll see triple.
Yeah, triple overtime, freaking, of course, exciting.
And one of them will end on 1-3.
Of course. The triple overtime ending on like a 1-1, we'll see. Yeah, we're just waiting on FatRat here.
As per usual.
Alright, and we are going to start in a moment here. Just got to give them the countdown. We're starting in 30 seconds with delay is about 40 seconds. Yeah, this is probably going to be the last day of makeups. I believe we are all good at this point. Once it's done, we'll be all caught up. We won't need to keep on having these random midweek streams that nobody's prepared for. And we can get back to stuff on Friday. We'll be doing junior elimination. Like, we might be doing like some dynamic scheduling where we'll have races planned on the spot there, because we kind of need to make sure that the championships are prepared for after the finals. We'll see what happens.
Either way, it'll be exciting.
Yeah. Junior bracket is clearly the best bracket.
It's certainly entertaining.
All the nerds saying pro bracket's best. No, junior bracket is the best.
Speaking of junior bracket, this race is underway with both our racers entering at about the same time.
Yep, pretty good. And FatRat has an advantage here, but considering it's any percent, well, anybody has a chance to win. Shin could get better items than FatRat and take the lead here. But yeah, FatRat is from the pro bracket, whereas Shin is normally in the junior bracket. Speaking of Shin, he's a bit quiet, so I'm going to turn him up.
FatRat also has an advantage because he got a very quick 1-1.
Yeah.
And he's now exiting 1-2 as Shin is just starting to go through it.
But Shin has a bomb box and nothing else that he checks for. I was hoping it would check for a jetpack, maybe see a robbery like right off the bat here.
That was going to be a mystery box and altar.
Gotcha.
We were going to see an eggplant run. There's the altar. But it didn't happen.
Is FatRat choosing to do low percent?
Looks
Okay,
like it might be. Hasn't bought it yet.
I'll check with him afterwards to see if he is or is not doing low percent. But it kind of looks like he is. If he does, whatever, so be it. Ooh, and Shin's gonna die to a big spider.
It was indeed a big spider. In fact, twice as wide as he was. And since apparently these blocks are each about 2 meters tall, that's a 4 meter wide spider that would scare the hell out of me.
Yeah, and a meter tall spelunker.
Yes.
Oh man.
Well, I said 2 meters, did I not?
Oh, right, 2 meters. Science.
Either way, a 2 meter wide spider is still enormous.
Technically, like, the levels are, what, 40 tiles large, and they're, like, considered 100 tiles long, so yeah, I guess that is true.
FatRat making his way through a tiki maze in the jungle over there.
And it's rushing water, but it's not going to be a huge deal because he doesn't have to, you know, traverse that much of the water. Just needs to deal with this bat, and he'll be all good.
Using the back whip jump strat that we all know so well. It looks like he is choosing to do low percent. That may be just to make it a little more fair because he does have significantly more experience in this game than Shin does.
Yeah, it's fine.
And
We've
yeah,
done,
we're stop him.
We've done pro versus junior exhibition where the pro player has done low while the junior player has done any percent before. And it does balance out fairly well, but you know, if low percent isn't going well for the pro player, that's always my worry, but we'll go with it. It works.
FatRat now a full 4 levels ahead of Shin.
Yeah, Shin ended up getting that early death, which actually took off a lot of time from him. He was about a minute behind at that point, unfortunately. I'm actually going to change the title real quick to include that this is also Pro Percent. There we go. Pro Percent. I'm smart. Low Percent.
Oh, they rhyme. That's close enough, isn't it?
Yeah. Pro Low Percent, man. Pro Low Percent. But, right
Well,
as...
if we say YOLO percent, we can still be friends.
I think you're officially dead to me. That's unfortunate. But they're both still exactly 4 levels between. Ice caves for FatRat, jungle for Shin. We'll see how this goes.
Shin also has significantly more bombs because, unlike FatRat, he has picked some up.
Yes, he is allowed to. FatRat is doing low percent.
He is indeed. And they're now going through levels at about the same speed, although FatRat's levels are Ice Cave levels. So he is still ahead.
I just did not mean to do that. Okay. Just gonna quickly include in the titles that these are different categories, so that people will know if they're joining the stream. FatRat is doing low percent and Shin is doing 8%. There we go. That's there now, if you need to know it. But FatRat's having some pretty decent luck in the ice caves. Just as I say that, you know, Commentators curse. He has to use a rope. Down to the
Didn't
temple.
you learn last night that we're not supposed to talk about the game?
What are we doing, man? We're just cursing these guys. Shin making up some ground gradually. I hope for Shin's sake that FatRat gets some slow temples here. Otherwise, FatRat's probably going to get the win no matter what.
FatRat having to bomb through there with a mine in order to make some speed. It looks like he got a convoluted temple, but using the mine, he was able to get through it rather quickly.
Not only that, but the mine uncovered 2 gems, so clearly FatRat is actually score running right now. But Shin having a little bit of a slowdown on 3-2, but he's at the exit at this point, so good for him. FatRat having a relatively easy temple as far as temples go. Down to 2 ropes. If we have some trouble during Olmec, he might have a bit of a hard time, but I suspect he should be okay. Shin,
now,
however,
level separating these 2 fierce competitors.
Yeah, Shin, however, moving out of 3-4. If FatRat does die, Shin has a solid chance of beating Olmec and moving on, especially considering the fact that he has... Oh, FatRat almost got telefragged again.
And he bombs into the wrong direction.
But, I mean, using that second bomb, it was actually fairly fast. Honestly, I thought FatRat had gotten telefragged for a moment there again. But FatRat is on to the Olmec fight just as Shin is entering the temple. It's up to whether or not FatRat completes Olmec without dying.
FatRat down to 2 bombs and 2 ropes.
Yes.
As Shin plays some Thwomp chess over there.
That was a bit scary. The cooldown is what kept Shin alive there.
Yeah, one of my least favorite deaths I've had in this game was some damage being taken by FatRat over there from a snake spawn.
Yeah, 2
There's
health
a
now.
Thwomp that decided to have almost no cooldown for some reason. My least favorite death I've ever had in this game.
So far, so good for FatRat. He's gonna make it.
Leading FatRat to a first victory.
Alright, so FatRat wins his low percent run just as Shin is on 4-2 and in his any percent run. So, gonna tell them both to get back to the main door. And we'll get started with the next race. That was pretty quick. Pretty solid run there from FatRat.
It looks like Shin will be finishing this run if he doesn't bail out to get back to the lobby so we can continue, which means that he would have finished his second run while FatRat finished his first. So both of these racers clearly capable of getting to Olmec and crushing him into the lava without crushing themselves.
Yeah, we're gonna let Shin finish here since he's approaching Olmec right now. We don't really need to have him reset. We'll turn off the timer and get it set up so that we can start up right away for the next race. But let's see how Shin does on Olmec himself. And
because it's not technically a race anymore, we don't have to commentate, so let's watch.
Whoa! Spooky! Alright, safe strats. Let's see if Shin can pull him off, considering there's such a challenge for everybody in the races so far. We've seen less and less safe strat fails, though, as we go along here, which is probably for the best, to be honest.
I think it's nice to see the experience starting to do everyone a little bit better.
And looks like Shin's going to be finishing off fast strats. What am I talking about? Safe strats
That was
here.
anything but fast.
Yes, that was a speedy thing, yeah, I'm sure. And as long as he gets the stomp correct, nothing will be wrong in the world.
What did he just do?
I don't know. Did he... Okay.
He laid a bomb for no obvious reason.
And okay, we did it.
He's through.
Good job. So FatRat's gonna get the victory diamond here since he did beat Olmec first, and we're gonna move on to the next race. Still FatRat low percent versus Shin any percent to keep things even here. That was pretty close considering the category difference. If Shin hadn't died at the start, he probably would have actually won that race, to be honest.
It would have at least been neck and neck, though if he took all that extra time on his first seed that he took on Olmec in that one, it may have been a little less close.
The biggest difference between their runs was how they handled Olmec. FatRat, of course, doing fast strats on the low percent run, and Shin choosing to do safe strats.
Yeah. FatRat also using my favorite character, Staniel, while Shin is using Yama's favorite character, as far as I know, Scallyswag.
Ah, are those the official names?
Yes.
I thought so. Alright. Oh!
Official as named by Spelunky community.
Apparently Shin just PB'd.
Really?
Yeah, Shin just got his any percent PB apparently. 500 and then 547, like 5 minutes on the dot basically. That's pretty awesome. Good job, Shin. Congrats.
Well done, Shin. Congratulations. GG.
And I'm going to reset the soundtrack and then give our racers a countdown. Get started with the second race. Alright, so we'll be starting in about 40 seconds. I think Shin's gonna have the walls are shifting advantage here. I don't know if I saw FatRat fix it.
That could indeed be the game changer.
Yeah, clearly FatRat is gonna lose to the shifting walls. I mean, I heard they're pretty dangerous.
If FatRat also accidentally goes into the tutorial levels, that would also put him at a distinct disadvantage.
Especially considering wrong warps are banned. None of that in races. You save that for your freaking Xbox Live Arcade high scores. Pretty sure that's the only place where they've been used so far. I believe Bum has the any percent world record on Xbox and uses the wrong warp to his advantage.
Yeah, apparently there's also a glitch where if you're playing multiplayer and down goes Shin immediately to whipping a TNT block trying to whip an arrow.
Yes.
Or if you're playing multiplayer and you manage to get both characters to leave at the same time, the levels glitch out and you don't actually get the level progress.
Oh yeah, they're I don't know what they officially called them, but I think they decided to call it like the level hybrid glitch. And the things like the Ujidai start appearing in the jungle. It's pretty odd, but it's fixed for PC. So there's also a lot more bugs in there as well, like the ability to revive yourself with the Kapala, assuming that you die and then pick up blood at the last second. And one interesting glitch that is also on the PC, I believe, is a soft lock glitch actually. And well, soft lock to an extent. If you end up opening a character coffin after both characters are dead during multiplayer, it produces a soft lock because the game thinks you're dead but you are alive, so you can never pause. You have to get yourself killed again, otherwise you can just complete the level. It's pretty interesting. But Shin has a dark level, handles it pretty well. Unfortunately, that's going to be a massive time loss for him. That's 15 seconds into 1-3, I believe, while FatRat is still in the jungle.
Yeah, an orange frog's trying to ruin FatRat's day because it believes it is its younger kin, the blue frog, which, as we all know, is OP.
Orange frogs, though, blowing up. So, oh, do we see a shop robbery? Yes.
We do indeed.
Alright, so Shin's going for the shop robbery and taking the shotgun. Probably for the best to have the shotgun. Also a compass on his side, which is going to help him out a bunch.
The SKs will be significantly more quick for him. Compass plus jetpack is an awesome combination in the ice caves.
Yes, that's going to be a huge advantage over FatRat for Shin, and Shin definitely needs the speed at this point. He's behind by about 3 levels. 3 levels.
3 levels. The shotgun also will make those sideways approach shopkeepers like the one he just took care of much easier because you won't have to worry about the shopkeeper having the significant range advantage over the measly whip.
Yep. So Shin's going to get a little bit slower as he's moving on through the jungle now. That's going to be one of the most difficult areas for him, considering he's set up, and FatRat's going to be approaching the ice caves and slowing down a bit himself, too.
Shin wisely choosing to murder hired help.
And FatRat has a pretty disgusting situation, adding to the pip counter right there with the 3-tile high tiki, followed by another one where you can go under. So that's good for FatRat, but yeah, wow. Crazy jungle there for him. Moving on to the ice caves at this point, like I said, he's going to have to slow down a bit now unless he wants to take a lot of fall damage, whereas Shin will be going quite fast in the ice caves with a jetpack compass.
Shin with an unfortunate shopkeep at the exit situation where he can't really get down safely, so he's going to take his time, bop the shopkeeper on the head, and take the exit next to the tiki.
That was actually pretty scary. FatRat is reversing the ice caves pretty well so far while Shin is going through the jungle, taking a bit of damage to an blue frog rather, but so far so good.
Shin almost deciding not to go for that crate, which would have surprised me, and that would have been one for the pib counter as well had he not had a jetpack.
That's true. FatRat actually is going through the ice caves faster than I actually expected. He's 4 levels ahead, well 3 levels considering Shin is leaving right now, but we'll see.
Climbing gloves in the shop that FatRat unable to take because he's doing low percent, and as we all know, if you manage to acquire 5 sets of climbing gloves on the same seed, you activate the Spelunky Infinity Gauntlet and can control the ghost so that it kills your enemies instead of you.
And gambling is wrong, but Shin ends up dying on spikes in the jungle after getting stunned in the air by what I believe was a bat, and his jetpack disappeared. What is up with that? That happens much more often recently. Like, during races, I've seen it happen twice now.
It's because the game hates you.
That's true. But
FatRat, see that jetpack stick around.
FatRat once again onto the temple on his first seed. He's playing pretty consistently. I'm surprised. He's at 4 health, 4 bombs, and the only resource he lacks is ropes.
And he does have that mine to make up a 5th bomb, so he could do completely safe strats if he wanted to, if he manages to get to the temple without burning that mine.
I think Spelunky Races has proven one thing, DiMono, and that's that there is no such thing as perfectly safe strats. Never. Even Pib has died to safe strats.
You're not wrong.
Nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. So it looks like this race is pretty much in FatRat's hands right now. If FatRat does die, Shin does have a massive chance to catch up. He'll have a few levels over FatRat. Awkward situation, handles it pretty well. On a 4-3, and Shin with the idle strats.
The idle boulder making a path that he decides not to take,
Wait.
Instead just leaving in front of it.
That boulder just... I heard that TNT explodes when a boulder crushes through it. That TNT just got popped and didn't even explode. It just ran through it. So I guess that's debunked? Maybe it's a situational thing? I don't know.
It's okay because the mine that FatRat was carrying did explode, so it evened out.
Oh yeah, of course. Get out of the jungle just as FatRat is handling Omek. We'll see how this race pans out. If FatRat doesn't die here, he's going to take the win. Of course, this is exhibition, which means Shin moves on no matter what happens here. This is just for show, just that Shin can get his race in and so that we have enough races to broadcast here.
FatRat doing fast strats once again. A spider trying to ruin his day. And he gets crushed by Olmec.
So FatRat is going to be down here.
Is the mark to beat. And Shin has been making pretty quick work of his current seed, so there's still a lot of time for him to catch up if he's able to.
It is actually looking pretty good for Shin right now. He has a 4-level lead over FatRat, a bit of a B situation, but 4 levels is a massive difference. He doesn't have shot feedback this time, so...
He doesn't. He takes the damage, but he was hauling around a pug anyway, which we should mention is not a sloth.
Yes, that is not a sloth.
Valid to save for health.
Did I restless here for Shin? There is a vampire right there if he so decides to kill it, and it looks like he went for it, but oh, he's gonna end up dying to a tiki trap after full damage!
And suddenly FatRat in the lead.
By 2 levels, 3 levels.
3 levels, 2.5.
I'll give them a quick notifier of their time. They have about 8 minutes and 30 seconds left. Man, a lot more deaths this race than last one. This is interesting. They're both back to the mines. As long as Shin keeps a faster pace than FatRat, this should be pretty close.
Yeah, only 3 levels behind at this point, and another jetpack shop with climbing gloves, and
That's
he
like
is going to take the
one.
robbery once again.
That's the 4th jetpack we've seen Shin get. What is up with this? Can the pro racers get these seats? Particularly me.
The pro racers do low percent, so it ends up not mattering anyway.
Yeah, I mean, freaking when we're not doing races. Junior 80%.
Allowed to have them.
Junior 80% is just the name of the skill level and the category. Junior is the less experienced players that can beat the game regularly, but cannot necessarily do low percent, which I'll explain later. 80% means you try and complete the game as fast as possible with any items in the game. And low percent, which is what pro racers do, is where they can only use the starting items and resources. So they can't pick up passive items like the jetpack or climbing gloves, and they can't use weapons, and they can't pick up crates that have like bombs or ropes in them. Shin is gonna die in the dark to spikes after using his shotgun to knock back, put him onto the spikes. He is now at this point 7 levels behind. This is not looking good for him.
So unfortunately, everything you were saying about the low percent races not being allowed to do those things must have made Shin sad, and he suicided remorsefully.
For Shin. That's like the 4th jetpack down. However, that one did not disappear, so at least there's that.
Apparently the secret is you have to die on spikes.
Yes, FatRat is a pro racer. He's going to be doing low percent to even out these races, because Shin is only a junior racer. So far, so good, though. They've been evenly matched for most of these races. I guess, yeah.
FatRat with a full Wit Psychic presence, but he uses 2 mines to bomb through.
And nearly gets stunned by that skeleton. That was a bit scary, actually.
And then forgetting that he was at the bottom of the level after doing that.
If you're gonna use a rope here, you could have made that jump, I'm sure. But it doesn't really matter in the end. He makes it on to 3-3. Shin choosing not to shop at Ron's weapon shop. I don't know, I love Ron's weapon shop the most.
Ron is good people. I saw the web gun there and it was blue, and I briefly thought he had yet another jetpack to rock.
Oh man, is FatRat gonna do a leap of faith? No, he's gonna use a rope. Theme of like rope usage from FatRat here. He's down to 3 health, 4 bombs, and 2 ropes once again, nearing the temple here. Let's
He's
see
entering the first before. If he decides to go through the mothership, I will be a happy broadcaster.
Alright,
But
no
he doesn't
mothership.
take a quick exit. Into the temple he goes.
Right, so at this point, Shin is moving out to the jungle as FatRat is in temple 4-1 near. That was a little bit too close with that Hawkman there. Scared me a bit, but there's an 8-level difference, so FatRat has to die here if Shin ever wants a chance at this race.
Yeah, the current mark to beat is make it to Olmec and die. So if either of them can beat Olmec, they will win by default in 2 ways.
Yeah, if the current level is 4-4 set by FatRat, which is Olmec's lair. So if Shin does make it to Olmec's lair and dies, the game will be tied and will go into overtime. But if Shin beats Olmec, then he'll actually take the win. But of course, FatRat has the more deciding vote in this situation. He's on 4-3 at this point, but with only 1 health and 1 rope, I'm kind of worried how Olmec will go for him.
He did have to deal with some interesting thwomp situations there as well, managing to kill a Croc Man by crushing him from below with a thwomp, and he goes down to an arrow trap.
I saw that arrow.
3.
He should have gone to the left. The arrow was not necessarily the bigger threat, considering there was a thwomp on the other side, but the thwomp had the cooldown still. Ugh, that's tough. That's tough. But at this point, Shin has a lead of about 6 levels, so that's good for him. Let's see what he does with the time. He has about 4 minutes 30 seconds on the clock, which is plenty of time.
Through the jungle. Into 2-4 he goes with a significant lead. There's still time for FatRat to catch up if he plays very quickly, but at this point the race is very much in Shin's hands. If he can get to Olmec, he will tie.
Now, he has to play safe here. Dying here means the end of the races. 4 minutes is not enough to start from the mines and reach Olmec. However, it is plenty of time to make it from 2-4 to 4-4.
He goes looking to buy some bombs, and he already has pace, so that's out of the question for him. And he moves on to the ice caves.
3 giant frogs in 1 screen space. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
They move in packs.
You're not wrong. And they freaking create packs, don't they? Jesus. 3-1
Blue
for
frogs
Shin.
are, of course, just trying to live up to the precedent set by their parents.
Of course, of course. They don't drop spring shoes, though. It's sad.
And they're sad for it.
Of course, when you're doing a score run, you don't want the spring shoes in the end. Alright, let's see if Shin manages to find his pace here. If he goes a little bit too fast, he'll end up dying, and if he goes too slow, he won't actually make it within the time allotted. So, I hope for his sake that he finds a solid pace to at least make it to Olmec and push us into overtime here. Let's do some double overtime, guys, right? Alright? Yeah, sure.
At least triple is what we're going to see here.
Looks like FatRat's gotten interrupted or has paused himself for a second. Alright, there he is. All good.
The racer is alive, so the race can continue with him in it.
And that was a little bit scary with Shin. Rode that falling platform for quite a while, but not too long. Alright, so this is the bottom of the level, so he doesn't need to use a rope and murder
That's
the
only been
damsel.
to live anyway.
That was not the bottom of the level either. I'm confused. Both throwing the damsel and sticking a bomb to its face at the same time, and then realizing that all of that was for no reason. That damsel died brutally and painfully for no reason at all.
Although the humor value from anyone else watching
Yeah.
was immense.
Yeah, there you go. Have your Mansell kill for the day.
Be safe. Have a bump on the face. It goes together. And he gets hurled across onto a mammoth, and down to the abyss he goes.
No, he's dead. It's over. There's
Down
no
on
way.
stage 4. He has 1.5 minutes to make it through the entire game. He can
He
do
has
it.
2 minutes to make it through the entire game. He
A
can
good
do it.
help for running, he could get there.
Oh man, that's gonna be the end for Shin here. FatRat is gonna take the win by having the farthest level of Olmec himself. Man, we were pushing there. We were really hoping it wasn't gonna die, but he got pushed into the abyss by the mammoth at the last second. That mammoth is a fiend.
Unfortunately, Shin not realizing that the use of Staniel is an obvious advantage.
Daniel?
Staniel, FatRat's character.
Oh, that's right.
Staniel and Scally Swag. Staniel's superior because the hat.
DiMono.
Yes?
Dead to me. You're dead Mono to me. I'm sorry I didn't.
You're not sorry.
I'll show myself out. Yeah, at this point, this race is going to go to FatRat. Of course, I will reiterate one last time that this is exhibition. Shin will be moving on in his bracket, and FatRat will not be affected. FatRat was, I believe, eliminated recently, and he's just substituting as an exhibition racer so that we can show off some Spelunky skills and Shin can get his race in. All of our participants want to race, and Shin expressed that he wanted to as well. I gave him the option to just take the win, but yeah. So with, oh my gosh, FatRat.
FatRat's killing us slothfully. Slothfully?
Slothfully. What's on your mind there, DiMono?
Nothing, as far as you know.
I'm sure. FatRat dancing it out at this point. But yeah, we with 30 seconds on the clock, we're gonna be finishing up this race. This is the only race of today. We needed to make it up, so we're gonna be done right after this. We're gonna check out the Spelunky listings, see if any streamers that we know are streaming. I'm sure some people are gonna be going live in a second. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, for us to be rating, and hopefully you'll give them some Star League love. Shin just gonna friggin' iframe that piranha plant there. That was terrifying. And I'm gonna inform the race that this time's up. FatRat wins.
Sort of. Exhibition things and stuff. You know the score.
Of course, exhibition. Shin does move on in his bracket. No problemo. Shin ends up dying gracefully on the spikes at the last second. So that'll be that. Thanks everybody for stopping by.